Attention passionate Chicago, BARS FANS. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Chicago Bears' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Chicago Bears fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Chicago BARS FANS. Let's get to the news. Now, folks, if you've been paying close attention to the NFL news cycle lately, you've probably heard some whispers, some rumors, and maybe even some more concrete talks about the possibility of a major player being traded. And no, I'm not talking about just any running back. We're talking about someone who could significantly shape the Bears' backfield, someone who could change the entire landscape of their offense in 2025. That name, as you might have guessed, is Kenneth Walker. Now, I want to clarify right off the bat, Kenneth Walker has not officially been traded to the Chicago Bears just yet. But the buzz around the league suggests that if there's a big name running back out there on the trade block, Walker's name is right at the top of that list. And honestly, it makes a ton of sense for the Bears to be interested. You see, the Bears have been in a bit of a holding pattern at running back for a while now. They haven't made that splash move yet to really solidify their ground game. Sure, they entered the draft with some hopes of addressing that need, and many fans thought they might go big with Ashton Jeanty. But as it turned out, Jeanty was picked 6th overall, and that pick was gone before the Bears even got a chance to select him. So what did that leave them with? Well, they ended up avoiding the position almost entirely in the draft, only selecting Kyle Monangai in the 7th round. And let's be honest, that's not exactly the move that's going to electrify the fanbase or change the outlook of this team. Right now, the Bears are planning to start the season with DeAndre Swift as their lead back. But if you've been following the team, you know that Swift's one-year stint hasn't really lived up to expectations. Last season, Swift was pretty inefficient, posting a yards per carry of just 3.8. That's not the kind of production you want from your RB1, especially when the team is trying to build a more dynamic offense. And with Swift's contract having an out after 2026, it's pretty clear that the Bears are already thinking about the future, and they're ready to make a move if the right opportunity presents itself. The big question is, just how much of a difference maker could Kenneth Walker be if he were to join the Bears? Well, let's look at the bigger picture. The Seahawks, who originally drafted Walker 41st overall back in 2022, seem to be open to trading him. Why? Because they've got Zach Charbonnet waiting in the wings. Charbonnet, drafted in the 2nd round of 2023, has shown flashes of brilliance and is one of the most talented RB2s in the league. He's only under contract for one more year, making him a free agent in 2027. Walker, on the other hand, is set to hit free agency in 2026. So, from a strategic perspective, the Seahawks might see a trade as a way to get value now, rather than lose Walker for nothing next year. And here's where it gets interesting for the Bears. If they could acquire Walker, they'd be getting a true game-changer in the backfield. He's only played 11 games last season, but made a significant impact whenever he was on the field. Remember Week 14. Walker was out with an injury, but Charbonnet stepped up big time, rushing for 134 yards and scoring 2 touchdowns on a 6.1 yards per carry average. That kind of productivity shows what Walker could bring to the table, a capable, explosive runner who can take over games when needed. And the Bears, with their young core and new additions like Luther Burden and Colston Loveland, are building an offense that could be among the league's best in 2025. Think about it, with Walker in the fold, the Bears' offense would be a serious threat. Right now, they have plus 160 odds to make the playoffs this year, according to FanDuel. But a trade for Walker could push those odds even higher, maybe over the top, giving them a real shot at contending. This isn't just about adding a talented back, it's about transforming the entire offense. Walker's ability as a runner, combined with Swift's pass-catching skills, could make their backfield one of the most versatile in the NFL. Swift had 42 receptions last season, and Walker, who caught 46 passes in 2024, has shown he can be a reliable pass catcher too. It's about complementing each other, Swift playing to his strengths as a receiver, while Walker becomes the feature back on the ground. Now, I know some fans might worry about the cost. the Bears would likely need to give up their second-round pick in 2026 to land Walker. But honestly, in the grand scheme of things, that's a small price to pay if it means making a real playoff push. This move could elevate the Bears from a decent team to a top-tier contender, giving them that extra edge they need to match up with the best of the best in the league. It's about building a balanced, explosive offense that can adapt to any game situation. And let's not forget, the addition of Walker isn't just about the short term. It's about setting the foundation for sustained success. The Bears have been in a bit of a rebuild over the past few years, but with a potential move like this, they could fast-track their return to relevance. Imagine a backfield with Walker handling the majority of the carries, breaking off big runs, and setting the tone for the entire offense. Meanwhile, Swift can be used in a more specialized role, focusing on catching passes out of the backfield and keeping defenses honest. That kind of dual-threat setup would make the Bears' offense unpredictable and dangerous. Looking at the bigger picture, this potential trade fits into the Bears' strategy of building a competitive team around their young quarterback, Justin Fields. He's shown flashes of brilliance, and with a stable, dynamic running game, his job becomes much easier. The Bears' offensive line has been improving, and with the addition of a player like Walker, who's still in his prime, the team would be poised to make a serious leap in 2025. It's all about maximizing their strengths and minimizing their weaknesses, and a move for Walker could be the catalyst that takes them over the top. Of course, fans have to temper expectations. Nothing is official yet, and the NFL offseason is always full of surprises. But the signs are pointing toward a very real possibility that the Bears could be on the verge of making a bold move. The NFL landscape is shifting, and teams are realizing that the running back position, when used smartly, can be a game changer. The Bears have the pieces, and now they might just have the opportunity to add that missing piece, a true star in Kenneth Walker. So imagine a scenario where Walker joins the Bears, becomes the centerpiece of their offense, and helps them finally break through that playoff barrier. This isn't just wishful thinking. It's a realistic possibility that could happen sooner rather than later. The NFL is a league where one move can define a franchise for years to come, and if the Bears pull this off, they could be looking at a very bright future. They're already building something special, but adding a player of Walker's caliber could be the final piece of the puzzle. Now, I want to hear from you, Bears fans. What do you think about this potential move? Would you be excited to see Kenneth Walker in navy blue and orange? Do you believe he's the missing piece that can finally push the Bears into legitimate Super Bowl contention? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the future of this team. And don't forget, I'll be back very soon with more updates, more news, and more insights into everything happening with the Chicago Bears. Stay tuned, stay passionate, and let's keep this conversation going. Because when it comes to the Bears, we're all in this together.